Welcome back to Film Posters for Boricuas ranting and raving and reviewing cinema. So today I'm with my co-host Gabriela and we're gonna talk about the Tomorrow War. So the Tomorrow World is about the world is stunned when a group of travelers arrive from the year 2051 to deliver an urgent message. 30 years into the future, mankind is losing a global war against deadly aliens. The only hope of survival is for soldiers and civilians from the present to be transported for the future and join the fight. Among these recruited is high school teacher and family man Dan Forrester, played by Chris Pratt. Determined to save the world for his young daughter, Dan teams up with brilliant scientist yet that is played by Jon Travolsky and his estranged father that is J.K. Simmons in a desperate quest to rewrite the fate of the planet. Now, Gabriela, what is your first reactions of this film?
I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I live and breathe sci-fi. So when I saw the premise of this film, I was like, yeah, I dig it. Looks interesting. Could work. And so the visual effects were really cool. I really like especially alien designs. Those were great. I appreciate a good monster design. So I really liked that aspect. I thought there was like good chemistry between the actors and the action sequences were well done. But overall, I think the story kind of falls flat in the third act. Because to me, up until the second act, I was like, okay, I like it. Yeah, I like where this is going. And then I really didn't like the ending. It just felt completely out of tone. The third act felt completely out of tone with the rest of the film and what it was presented to be. I had fun. Like it's a fun film. It's definitely, if you're looking to have a little fun on a Friday night, definitely this is the that type of movie. So it's fun. Like I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely not. But it's just it ended up being very underwhelming.
Yeah, so I for the first two acts I was actually entertained.
Mhm.
I like the sci-fi, I like the character designs when it comes down to the aliens. I thought it was creepy and I like the whole build up of civilians actually have to fight against this aliens. I thought that was pretty interesting and horrifying. But it just comes down with the third act that it just kind of fell off. I was like, the story starts to detach themselves and very emotionally, and I just didn't bought it at the end, especially those family relationships that it tried to establish throughout the film, and there were some like cool aspects that they could have jumped into it and keep going, but it just flat through. It's
Yeah, it fell flat. It's just a very abrupt change in tone, and they add narration for some reason at the end.
so they were like throughout the film we see some build up when it comes to like uh characters sacrificing themselves for the sake of their loved ones, and I thought that would have been like a better change, a better ending for the characters, but we just don't see that.
Yeah, like they kind of like hiding the stakes, but then it's just like, yeah, the stakes are hidden, but like no one seems to realize that, because at one point it's like you don't feel the danger. Like I just at some point I knew that if things were going to work out, like the stakes were not, like it didn't matter. The tension was not there because I don't know, it wasn't done as well. So I knew they were gonna figure it out. Like there was no way that they weren't going to figure things out. When you mentioned the civilians fighting, I thought it was hilarious how they just let someone fight in a full-on chef outfit. Like, are you not even gonna bother to like give them safety equipment? Because if I were a civilian being drafted to fight against the aliens, I would at least want a helmet.
Yeah, it's just like they just didn't care. Like as long as you're trying to kill a couple of aliens, you know?
and then, and I was like, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense because you're like, we want to save humanity, but you're literally sacrificing humanity by sending them to a war not equipped. Like they're gonna die. you're not saving humanity. You're just making them die faster.
Yeah, they might as well just sending them as bait.
Exactly. Or well, you know what? You're all bait and just make like catch the aliens' attention to this one spot and then just throw a bomb at it. That would have been more effective than just sending people that have never carried a gun in their lives to fight. And you don't even give them a helmet.
Yeah. Now, going back to the aspect of sacrificing, there was just one specific scene that it did land it for me. I'm not gonna spoil it,
You're
but
talking about. I was watching that scene and I was like, Anna's probably reacting to this right now.
it
Like
it okay, not gonna lie, it gave me some World War Z vibes. That specific scene. What you know? Because it was full CGI. It was great. The CGI here is really great.
yeah, the CGI is good.
But the way that the scene was built, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I could hear Anna in the back of my head. Ah, yes, cinema. I could hear her.
I was like, okay, this is the highlight of this film for me. And Volcano Dude.
Oh, the volcano dude, he was great. He was great. But also, you know, I didn't see any trailers for this film. I didn't really know anything about this film. And honestly, I think that helped my enjoyment because obviously there are things that were revealed in the trailers. But since I didn't watch trailers, a lot of these things were like a complete surprise to me. I was like, oh, this is where it's going. I like it. So that helped. I think that had I seen all the trailers and all of that, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Mhm.
But also, this film was originally going to be released in theaters, and so Amazon bought it to distribute it. So I don't know. Would have it? It would have looked cool in theaters, but at the end of the day, I think it definitely works better as a streaming movie.
Yeah, it kind of does. But at the same time, if you look into the whole special effects and the CGI that went through with this film, it is a lot. There was a budget, certainly. I
Yeah.
think those kind of specific scenes where we see the aliens and the fights, it could have looked good on the big screen.
Yeah, I think that's the only part that would have been worth it to see it on like the big screen. But overall, like the movie's just it's a stream it, honestly. It's not it could have done something new and something so much better, but it just falls flat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it was kind of disappointing because I was really enjoying it. I was like, I don't know how this is I don't like I want to see how it ends. Like I want because I remember I had to pause it to do something and I was annoyed that I had to pause it. Because I said, no, I want to keep watching. So I like that. But then the third act happens like
Yeah, the movie definitely has his moments.
mhm.
And I was entertained. I was pretty entertained.
Yeah.
What didn't work for me was just the third act, but other than that, it's a solid movie.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you're looking for some fun, definitely check it out. And the alien design is great. The aliens were the
Yeah.
best part. Not gonna lie.
So that is it for the review of Tomorrow War. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, and our socials are in the link down below. Now remember, we're all film posters. Bye.
Bye.